What's up, Perties? We're here to talk about Dalvin and how he's letting these people know not to play with him. Starting off with Lee Carson, we're gonna get right on into it. I'm sorry if you thought you could play with Dalvin. I'm just letting you know, don't freaking play with him. Okay? And I have a piece of Ellie in here just because I'm gonna talk about her briefly. That's it, that's all. I'm not really trying to start no drama. Okay, but let's start off with this. Yo, apparently him and Nicole, of course, are locked in, thicker than thieves. And I could see why Ellie would feel away. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still talking to your ex, y'all still close. I'm out. This is the old clip right there. That was an older clip, like 2 years ago, when they actually were dating and in a relationship. And of course, she moved in with Lee Carson, who moved down from Milwaukee, wherever, stayed with her. They had a little vibe or whatever. But that's Dalvin's friend. So, of course, it probably didn't sit well with a lot of people. And Dalvin, especially as he made some comments like he wanted to tap that. Sorry. Then they had a couple little flirtation moments a couple times. And everybody was like, I wonder how Dalvin's about to take this. So apparently, I didn't even know. Dalvin got his get back. And he let Lee Carson know not to ever play with him. But Lee Carson's probably still in Lala then. Because Lee Carson just posted a video of the fact that he think that he was a burden to Dalvin. You have no other freaking idea. But that's not all, folks. So yeah, Dalvin is not to be played with. People be talking about Dalvin like Dalvin's slow. Dalvin actually is smart, bro. First of all, he know what he doing. Stop playing with him. He know that. I guess apparently Nicole, of course, gonna come around eventually because dang, she moved to Vegas with him. Like obviously she's in denial. I was thinking that it was Dalvin who broke it off with Nicole. Well, still could be the case, but I'm starting to think that maybe it was Nicole who broke it off with Dalvin, or it was a mutual decision because of the fact of something very small, if you ask me. Because if you don't know, and I'm really not trying to hurt no feelings, just my honest opinion, everything is alleged, my opinion, because I don't know these people. I haven't talked to these people. So this is just my commentary. So take it with a grain of salt and do what you will. Okay? Thank you and thank you. So in my opinion, Nicole, of course, has said several times that she does not want a child, which is surprising because I feel like she's just not that serious about Dalvin, but she should be because I feel like if it came down to it, she really wouldn't mind. She really wouldn't care. Or maybe in a couple of years, she wouldn't care. Because when I'm my younger years, I'm like, nah, nah, nah. But in my older years, I was like, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. She's said she don't want no kids. So B-Love said, okay, it's over between Dalvin and Nicole. Of course, they're not getting back together. Now, she said that out of her mouth. And I was trying to figure out, well, what is she talking about? What happened? Then I realized that I think it's just about the kids. Because if you don't know, B Loves wants some grandkids. Like she's talked about it, she talked about it, she talked about it. Nicola Source says she does not want any grandkids. And I hate to bring it to you, but her other son, uh, what is his name? Darius? Yes, how can I forget? Darius, I don't think will be having any kids anytime soon. So with that being said, I feel like Dalvin has that weight on his shoulder to continue the legacy. You know what I'm saying? And his mama, who put him in the game, is adamant about wanting grandkids. So I feel like she kind of pushed it. Well, if you want kids, because I think Dalvin does want kids. So that's just my opinion, my alleged per T on me. So don't hold it to the game. It's just alleged. Per T is alleged T. Okay. So basically, I feel like that's what happened. But throughout that, I think there's a crazy reason to just end it with somebody because obviously they got something going on. This whole girl moved across the country to Vegas with this guy. Y'all are in denial. I mean, obviously y'all got something going on. If you don't know, they was in a relationship for like years, from high school to their older years. I think they're like their 20s. They even moved in together. Dalvin and talking about Nicole. Okay. So obviously it's something there. They understand each other. They have great chemistry. Even though I think they're playing with us because they said on multiple occasions, especially when him and Ellie Soul broke up, that they would just do videos and go home. They would just do videos and go home. But it's giving me, it's can't be just that. Are y'all lying to us? Like, what's really going on? Do y'all have to say that so your mom won't be mad? Just let me know, because I feel like at this point, I don't care what she thinks, but I want you to be truthful, because if y'all still got some dwellings going on, just say that. Don't worry about what anybody else think, because at the end of the day, how are y'all just doing videos and y'all leave and go to Vegas together? Now, true enough, Vegas has a lot of content available allegedly to do videos, meaning there's a lot of food places, and some of their food is really affordable, really reasonable, including rooms and stuff like that. So Vegas does have some perks to it, even though I'm confused, because I watched another video of hers about 2 or 3 days, a week ago, and she says she's in Houston. So I'm confused, very much so, because I thought that they would have moved to Vegas together, but she's saying that they were getting different places, which, y'all, if y'all want to move together, I say, who cares? Move in together, save some money. Y'all always in each other videos anyway. You might as well. Y'all always laughing, hee hee ha ha hee hee, talking on the phone, because allegedly somebody said that they think that was Dalvin on the phone after him and Ellie broke up, and she was talking her trash too. That's what somebody said, that they heard his voice and they had slowed it down, chopped it up, screwed it up. That's what they said. So if she's talking to Dalvin like that about his ex, they are obviously close. Who cares if y'all moving together? Okay, but she does a lot of her videos outside of the house, so they very much could be moving in together in Vegas, and I would care less. Now, of course, there are going to be people who will care, and they're going to put their 2 cents in. But it's obvious to me that maybe Dalvin wanted to continue it, but out of respect of his mom's wishes, and out of respect the fact that he wants kids, he just let it go. All right, and that's cool. That's understandable. But if y'all gonna be continuing to talk to each other, like, it's just animated that y'all gonna get back together. Okay, so now we're gonna, and I will also say this, he also apparently dodged a bullet. Everybody was dogging him about Ellie Soul and this and that. Nothing wrong with what Ellie Soul did, but she obviously has moved on, had another baby with somebody else. So their decision to split up seemed like he knew what he was doing, and he just wasn't going off a whim, and he followed his gut. He made a right decision. Because just imagine, she would have still been with him, a baby would have came along, he probably would have thought it was his, even though obviously they had moved on before then, but that just would have been some extra stuff and whatever, and Beloved would have got the baby she thought she wanted, huh? But Ellie did say, speaking on her, that she had been trying to have a baby with the baby daddy for a long time, so I'm sure she would have went with him regardless. And I guess Dalvin was figuring that out. So he's not as slow as we thought. And apparently, despite what people think his sexual preference is, he obviously likes Nicole very much so. I mean, he looks out for her, he takes care of her. He obviously got offended when she and Lee Carson, his ex-friend or friend, moved in together. So much so he plotted on their downfall to a T. Lee Carson's still oblivious to what's going on, but that's okay. Y'all go check out his videos. So if y'all don't know, to catch y'all up to speed, Lee Carson wanted to move to Houston. He was staying with Nicole, of course, for a year. Him and Dalvin were barely talking. That's kind of why he moved in with Nicole. And Dalvin felt the way about it, you know, because like I said, there was a flirtation going on amongst other things. And he even questioned Lee Carson about it. You know, we was like, okay, chill, cool. Are they gonna ever be back cool? Okay. So obviously Dalvin had a plan up, plot up his sleeve, right? He was in his feelings, like people suspected. So he did talk to Lee Carson just enough for Lee Carson to move out of Nicole, of course's house. That's what Dalvin wanted, right? So Lee Carson was like, well, dang, if I'm gonna be cool with what's his name, Dalvin, then I need to just respect his wish. Because I'm sure Dalvin said, man, I don't expect me to be cool with you, and you up here living with my ex, bro. I'm sure Dalvin just laid it out just like that, but that's alleged, right? And so he probably was like, you know what, man, you right. So he moves out, get his own house, which is a nice place actually. He moved in with a friend who was also from Wisconsin. Then his friend and him got on some, I guess, some rocky times. He moved out, and Lee Carson was saying that he didn't have a job, and his money was funny, and he was going to have to move in with Dalvin. I'm sorry. Now this was like within a month after moving out of Nicole's house. So he was good the whole time he was over there. They was vibing, they was making videos, they was having fun, they had a little chemistry going on. Then the next thing you know, he's in Dalvin house probably like a week, bro. Dalvin starts saying, yo, if you're having all these issues, why don't you just move back to Wisconsin? He threw it in there so smooth, bro. I can't even be mad at him. So, D. Carson was like, man, this stuff normally does happen to me, and I be having bad years. Bro, bad years? For real? So, next thing we know, Lee Carson goes stays with his family for about like a month or so, ends up staying longer back home in Wisconsin, despite the fact he loved Houston and wanted to try to stay. And he couldn't depend on his bro Dalvin, because Dalvin said he was about to move. Instead of inviting Lee Carson, he invites Nicole, of course, who apparently they say they don't live together, to move to Las Vegas with him. Lee Carson is still in Wisconsin and still thinking that he just posted on his channel that he burned the bridges or something. I don't know what he said with Dalvin. I got to go back and watch that video actually. So if you haven't watched Lee Carson's video, make sure y'all do, because it might have some tea in it on me. So yeah, I think he don't even know about, even though he had a meeting with a psychic who told him that something about a friend was going to be bad. That's all I would say. And so maybe that was something to look with Dalvin. Because I feel like Dalvin didn't let that go. Like, you staying with my girlfriend for a whole year, my ex-girlfriend for a whole year. You know how I felt about that girl. And you told me you would smash. That's crazy. So I feel like Dalvin just played it so cool. He got what he wanted. He got his girl. He got Lee Carson out. Got Lee Carson back in Wisconsin. Then dipped to Vegas, where he been wanting to stay with this girl, Nicole, of course. Boom. And he got rid of Ellie Soul. And then she popped out with her baby, and she lived her life happily ever after. So this dude, Dalvin, ain't as slow as we think he is. He hip to the motherfucking game. He know that Nicole, of course, ain't really dating more people. So who that leave her with? Him. She don't want to be by herself, so he invites her to Vegas. Who she gonna come, right? She goes with him. Eventually, she'll get tired of being by herself. Eventually, what happened? Move back in with him. Boom. That man is not, I'm gonna call him a man, okay? The man loves him some Nicole, of course. That's evident in my opinion. And I feel like she need to get hip to it, because I don't feel like she got nobody else in her corner like Dalvin right now. So she really need to get some act right, because first of all, she put him on, and I feel like she even wanted to stay in contact with the family after they broke up. So if you want to be put on, stay with the plug. Duh. But I still rock with Nicole. Don't get me wrong. Like, I watch her channels out there entertaining, but at the same time, like, you claim you want a good guy. Apparently, Dalvin and you get along very well. He looked out for you. He checks up on you, make sure you're good. And when Lee Carson threw you to the wind after you let him stay with you for his homeboy, you ended back up with the homeboy. Like, come on now. So I just hope that they get it together. I would not be surprised if they end up back together in a couple more years. And I feel like Dalvin may feel that way too. And I guess B-Love would be the only one who mad when she may or may not get some grandkids. But I feel like in time, Nicole, of course, will come around and maybe want kids. I just feel like right now, with her young years and the best years of her life, she don't want to be running around with a wah, cry. So I feel like if Dalvin hangs in there, I feel like she would eventually change her mind. And I feel like B-Love would get the grandkids that she wants. So she'll have nothing to worry about that. But that's just my tea. So apparently Dalvin played cool. He played smooth. Do I feel like him and Lee Carson are cool as they used to be? No, because he tried him. I feel like he did try him. To be honest, I could not have never imagined my ex staying with my bestie. I would feel away. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm going to be like cool with it because that's my ex. I apparently don't want it, but apparently daddy do though. He do. It's obvious. He keep talking to her, despite the fact that they say they don't talk besides videos. But come on. And so if imagine somebody I still won't stay with one of my besties, bro, you're dead to me in real life. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's crazy. And it's really been happening under the scenes, behind the scenes, silent time. And it's just my opinion. So therefore, take it with a grain of salt. Take what you want, throw out the rest. And that's pretty much all I had to say about it. Let me know what you feel about it down below.